You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva.
You made it.
I
You
made
made it to an office. You dug out.
I did, yeah. Fortunately, unlike southern New England, we stayed all snow. So it was beautiful.
Well, hey, you know what I realized last night while looking at some of our, I needed to send one of our links from a previous recording to someone, is that we haven't introduced ourselves in a long time and we picked up a whole bunch of new subscribers. So let's do this real quick. I am Brooke Silva. I'm a regional technology trainer, an absolute nerd, and I am part of Keller Williams New England, the entire region. And I get to work with Tiffany every single day in her role for what she does. And at the end of the day, we created this to help our agents launch quickly in the morning, take a little bit of advice, some coaching moments, a lot of hilarity when we crack each other up, and just start your day in a better way. So that's why we're the productivity monsters. Tiff, who are you?
So I am Tiffany Hampton. I have been a real estate agent for 25 years.
Oof.
I know.
You haven't been alive 25 years.
Right? I'm telling you. Through my years, so I have done multiple things in leadership. I have built a real estate company. I coach agents into production and coach them to the next level of production. I run the regional productivity coaching program for Keller Williams New England, and that's about all I have.
Yes, and we're both in New England.
Yes, I'm in Maine.
And I'm Massachusetts, originally from New Hampshire. So that's who we are. And every day what we do is we set you up with an affirmation that doesn't suck. We give you a topic. And I got to tell you, oftentimes the affirmations are just as much to help us as they are you guys. We give you a coaching action, a tech action, and a book to read. So let's get it. This is a fun one today because yesterday was a rough day for a lot of the reasons of this. So what's our affirmation today, Tiffany?
Our affirmation is, I have an amazing support system.
Yes, we all do.
Yes.
Now here's my bigger question. Why aren't we using it?
Correct, right? So during family reunion, the CEO mastermind, one of the things Gary Keller had said, and it came from a children's book, I don't have all the details because it was shared from my coach. Asking for help doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're not giving up, right?
It's called Giraffe Asks for Help. Like, I believe the name of the book. It was a kid's book.
Yeah, right. And we really need to simplify it. Remember back in the day when we said everything we needed to learn in life, we learned in kindergarten?
Right. And what we do is we have to go small to go big.
Right.
We really do. We have to go so small to go big. And our topic today is, why aren't you asking for help?
Right. Well, and I'll put ego.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I work really hard to live outside of ego, because when you live in ego, what does that mean, right? How are you treating others? How are you treating yourself? How are you supporting? How are you being supported? If you have the mindset of, I don't need help.
You asked for help yesterday.
I
looked down after I was helping a team, and then I looked down, and across my screen, I see help.
And I never ask for help, right? Like never ask for help, and I'm learning how to ask for help.
You've done a really good job. And so I actually, before we started recording, I said today's affirmation for Tiffany is, I will not be stubborn. Because I think a lot of it as small business owners is we feel we have to do it all, and we're stubborn, and we will figure it out. But is the time you are spending trying to figure things out wasted because, one, it's not in your top 20% to do, or has someone done it before you that you could reach out to?
And coming from the coaching side of it, who are you harming by not asking for help? And we live in the world of, we support agents, right?
Right.
So if I don't ask for help, like that call so backstory, snowstorm. I
Yep.
lose power. I have a Zoom with 90 potential future real estate agents and no power to run the Zoom. And I don't dare run it off of this thing because it's a hot mess when I do that, right?
Right. You
So
can't share, you can't show videos, nothing.
my driveway wasn't plowed. It was just a hot mess. So I broke real quick, help, and then very minimal response. However, step number one is know you have a problem and take action. And my taking action was the word help.
Yeah.
I did figure out a solution. It was not the most optimal, but it worked.
And it's funny because I had my do not disturb on.
Mhm.
And I don't usually have that on. You break through. So to see it, I was like, oh crap. Something's going on. Here's my frustration, and I feel bad. So, as someone who has lived in the tech support world, my brain is naturally to be a problem solver.
Yes.
So, to learn how to coach agents through things has been very difficult for me because my brain says, fix it, then show them.
Right.
My brain really needs to be, what problem are we trying to solve? And am I or my processes or field or where I am I the right person? Because oftentimes, it is not a tech problem. No. It is a coaching, or it's a chance at more education. Case in point, here's my example from yesterday. I got a raging phone call from somebody ripping me a new one over a product I didn't create that I train on. And at the end of the day, this person has never spoken to someone in their market center. They try to do it all by themselves. They've never watched a training video. They've never read a how-to article. They just jumped in and tried to do it. And all of a sudden my product sucks and I'm the worst. I had never had a conversation with this person. I picked up the phone and that's how it started. They had been trying for 3 days to do something. If they had done one small step that is covered in, like I hated to be this person, but I was like, have you checked the button next to where you're trying to do it? Like I was reactive and I was trying not to be, but I figured out real quick I had to be reactive back to get them to listen to me because they were up here. But was that fair to me? You've never spoken to me. You didn't say hello. I have no idea who you are. And yet your first pain point, and I'm so glad they reached out to me and we ended up having a wonderful conversation when they calmed down. But how is that fair to me, your business, or even that person? That wasn't fair to them. And I've said it so many times, and I've said it to you. Mm-hmm. You're not good at it still. But if you've tried something for 15 minutes and you can't get it to work, one, it's probably not you. It's probably not you. There's a step you're missing, and it's purely education. If you come to me and say, I've been doing this for 3 days, don't.
Well, the frustration level from doing it for 3 days.
Right. And then it sucks. And then this person got mad at me for giving them the answer. And I was like, how can I win with you today? I literally said that. I said, how can I win? I gave you the answer. You don't like me for the answer, or you don't like me because you had a problem. You had a problem. And when I tell you, then I just broke out into giggles because one, I was delirious from the amount of snow and snow blowing a few times. But secondly, like I didn't know what else to do. And it was a nervous response. And I was like, there's just no winning. And then they started giggling. And then it was just full on belly laughs. And I was like, want to start over?
Right.
I would love to start over. And got them the help they needed. But honestly, when Gary said at the CEO Mastermind about, do you know the exact phrase? I don't have the notes.
I don't.
But it was basically asking for help is not a weakness. If you have tried and encountered obstacles, you are not doing anything so fresh and brand new that it hasn't been done before in this world. It's just finding the right players. For my side of things, I love it when you try, because unfortunately as a tech person, I do have to ask the questions. It's the horrible, did you restart your computer? Are you using a browser? I hate that. And trust me, I hate it. But in my head, in order to solve a problem for you, I do have to ask. I got a text last week from someone saying, I can't get into this. I said, send me a screenshot. They sent me a screenshot. I said, you're in Safari. You can't do that. And they were like, yes. And then it worked. But I have to ask questions in an order. So if you are in place where you have a problem, I'm going to ask for your patience with any of us who are trying to help solve your problem, because sometimes you may have done it. I don't know it. I don't know what you've tried to solve your problem. So I'm going to have to ask you those questions. And then please dip into the classes.
Mhm.
A lot of the times when agents get frustrated, it's because they're trying to bend, get creative, or go around a model. Command and our CRMs in real estate were created to follow models. So when a brand new agent says to me, I would like to send out 30,000 emails for this month, I say no. And what are you hoping to get out of 30,000 emails? And do you have the right audience? Because can it be done? Yup. Are you going to end up in spam jail? Yup. Because you don't know 30,000 people and you bought a list and you're going to get in trouble. So like, when we ask you questions, it's to build your business and to make sure you're doing things ethically, legally, and to keep you out of places like spam jail. I can't get you out of spam jail. So please dip into the classes. We have, if you can't go to the classes in the Market Center, we've got resources for you online. Talk to your leadership, talk to me, talk to Tiffany. And my last thing is, if you're watching things on YouTube, which a lot of us do, I'm not a video, I can't learn from video. What you need to always do is check the timestamp. Somebody was they're like, I'm following the directions. And I was like, can you just show me your directions? Can you send me a link to where you are? And I was like, hey, that link is 3 years old. Like, Command doesn't even look like that anymore. Like, it's not even the same colors.
Right.
And they were like, oh, I just typed it in and I went to the first one. So I felt bad. But at the end of the day, in order to help you, you need to help yourself a little bit before. Yeah. And it's a yucky feeling.
Yeah. And I'm going to remind everybody, treat your business or the obstacle in your business like if you're visiting a doctor. Because whether we like it or not, what does a doctor do when we get there? We get there, they ask me 500 questions and I'm like, really? And they need it to diagnose.
Yeah.
And we're solving problems, whether it's in coaching or tech. We're asking questions to diagnose.
Right. And the other thing to have patience on is if you are in our classes or working with us and we ask you to take action right away, it's for a reason. Why do we ask them to take action right away?
Well, number one, if you don't take action in the time, you probably will never take the action. And number two, if you're just taking the class, then it's an education that is entertainment, and we don't do entertainment.
Right. I get in so much trouble for this term. I'm going to put it on a shirt and continue to get in trouble, but please do not be an ask hole. Do not come to the classes, spend time asking questions and never do anything with it. And you're being an ask hole to yourself. I'll teach you all day long. I'll show you things all day long. But if you're not doing it to help you or benefit you, that's ask hole stuff.
Yeah. And there's a reason why it's, we tell you, we show you, you do it. We explain it, we show you, you do it. That's how we learn. All right, my friend.
It's been a great couple days getting caught up with everyone. I'm excited to share this. I'm actually, when this goes live, I'm going to have a big ask of our crew and the people is to share this particular Productivity Monsters episode, especially if you're in a role that supports agents, and really have great discussions on what support looks like, the things you need to answer questions, and make sure you're clear on how you support them to make sure you have the answers.
100%. All right. See you tomorrow.
Have a great day. Drive safe out there.
Yes.